What did you think about Abdul? Obviously, used him at inside linebacker more in that game. What did you think about that? And tell us what went into the decision there to go that direction.
Yeah, appreciative of him. He put a lot of work in last week to get ready to go, and I thought he played well. Just where we were at numbers-wise, with the injuries kind of piling up at that position, him having experience there, finding ways to get him on the field, maximize getting all three of those guys on the field as best we could. But I felt like he was impactful when he had some opportunities, and again to really take it in 1 week and to be able to go out there and execute like he did, was really pleased and impressed with him for what he was able to do for our defense and our team.
What is the balance there? I think he's at his best, obviously rushing off the edge, and if Darius is back, maybe you just go back to more of a traditional front, like getting him on the field but putting him in the best position. Yeah,
it's the battle you wage, right? Just trying to find ways to get these guys in the positions where they can most impact. I think trying to be creative when he is off the ball at times, what we're able to do with him to whether it's send him or whatever that might be, just where he can still have that same type of impact. It is different from the edge to inside and what that looks like, and that's something we're going to continue to kind of evolve here. But it's something we consider as we go, and obviously it's something we got to be mindful of going into a game like last week.
There was a couple plays that were there to be made for you guys. I'm thinking off the top of my head, like the Bobby fumble.
Yeah.
Paulson had his hands on a ball. From a coaching perspective, how do you go back and coach that? And what do you do to,
we got to make them. Like we've had a bunch of opportunities these past 2 weeks in Dallas. I think we had 4 or 5. We had our hands on the ball with a chance to come up with it, and we weren't able to come up with it for whatever reason. The one with Debo in the end zone, Nubin has it, and Debo's hand knocks it away late, right? The two when they're both diving, Nubin has it, and Bobby dives and knocks it away. So continue to emphasize being tight and getting our hands on footballs, but we got to come down with them and make the play when we have our opportunities. I think we dropped 2 last week where we had a chance at it for whatever reason. The fumble play, I don't fault Bobby for trying to scoop and score it. Like there's space, he's there, he actually does get it scooped. Actually thought it was a really, really good play by Mahomes, just the effort and to be able to take it away from him. Coaching wise, it's see if we can scoop it quicker and secure it quicker. But again, he made a really good play, but we got to find ways to take advantage of those situations and come away with the football.
What are you seeing from Drew Phillips? Obviously, he's in there. Looked like he's benched a little bit.
Yeah, I think just continue to work on the technique and fundamentals with him. He was trying to be disrupt some of those routes. He was a little too far off to do it. Like ICT is a point of emphasis in this league, and it has been for years. So, he got called on a couple of those where he was a little too far off, and the contact happened late. And those guys, they know how to play the game on that side too, where they can kind of initiate it to some degree, but not directly at us, where we're still kind of moving our feet. And that's why those things get called, because you're not in a static position and you're trying to move your feet to stay on body. So I think just being mindful of that, the technique and fundamentals and man coverage. And I think part of that too is to make sure we get Flotsam work in there. Like at some point he's gonna have to go in there and play and do some things for us as well. So that plays a role in it too. So continue to improve day in and day out. Like that's the biggest thing for all these guys, not just Drew. Like let's get back to making sure we're focusing on the fundamentals. That way we're able to make the plays when they're there.
I think he's been targeted like 30 times in the first 2 games. Do you feel like teams are singling him out, and then how do you kind of answer that?
Yeah, I think that the Dallas game, it showed up a little bit just, I think, based on what we were playing, right? Like it's the middle of the field and you're kind of one-on-one with how things kind of sorted out there with our scheme with CD and Pickens. So, that's a viable option at that point, just based on the one-on-one. But yeah, it seems like they are. I think part of that is it could be personnel related, it could be scheme related. Something we continue to look at, finding ways to do that. And again, this week with McConkey in there, what's that going to be? I think that's something we're going to have to evaluate as the game's going as well.
What have you seen? Go ahead.
With Jackson, I'm just curious, are you seeing him start to kind of round into shape a little bit following the injury these first 3 games?
Yeah, I am. I think every day is a new day. Like, he's still working through it. Like, any injury is a tough injury. And again, he's a fighter. Like, you're starting to see some flashes of him, of what it is. Like, when he has those opportunities one-on-one, I think late in 2 minute, and another time, like on the guard, he's getting some push. He's going to win if the ball's not out. So with all those guys up front, just continuing to stress, very similar to Drew, the techniques and fundamentals that come into play with the run game, with the pass rush, and then ultimately when we get our one-on-ones, finding ways to win.
Shane, I don't know if you would say this to your defense, but there's a new quarterback this week, right? Do you present that to your defense? Look, we got a guy making his first start. We got to do things to make it better for him, give him better field position, pick up, you know what I mean? Or is it like the quarterback's the quarterback and we play defense?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, that's kind of goes hand in hand with the takeaways. Like, it's something we've always tried to preach. Like, let's do a good job seeing if we can get the ball away so we can set these guys up with some better field position and doing our part to. It's a team game. It's not always about just stopping them, keeping them from scoring. It's about being able to set up the offense regardless of who the quarterback is. And that's one area we haven't done a good enough job in, and we got to work to. I mean, they all know, obviously, that Jackson's going in there. We got to go play defense and make sure we're doing our job and doing everything we can to hopefully take the ball away against a team that doesn't really turn it over a whole lot.
Do you have any sense of Jackson from competing with him in training camp?
Yeah, he's done a great job for us. Like, he has. He's done a great job for us running the show team. Obviously, training camp, some of the stuff he's done, the stuff in the preseason. So excited to see him go out there and compete on Sunday.
How have you seen him develop throughout just the course of?
Yeah, I mean, just against us, he's out there, and a lot of times on the show team, you're on cards, you kind of have an idea of what's coming and everything else, but just the ability to cut it loose and make plays. So again, I'm excited to see him go out there and compete on Sunday and see how he does.
How much of an emphasis with some of the throws that Herbert has put on tape in his career is making sure that the back line of defense knows?
Yeah, he's playing at a really high level right now. Johnston's coming on for him. Like, he's finding ways to get him the ball. Really, all 3 of those guys, receivers, are involved in the passing game. They're all a little bit different. I think understanding that is a big part of it. But I mean, they're throwing the ball more than what they've done, but the threat and the run packages and all that is there. So they're able to complement the run and the play action and the things that come with that. And again, you got to make sure you stay on top. Hopefully don't give up the big ones to them as we go, make them earn it. And he's just, the quarterback, Herbert's been so decisive with where he wants to go with the ball. He gets the ball out of his hands quickly. So we gotta find some ways to disrupt and see if we can get him to possibly get off his first look and be able to transition some of this play action game where we can get some pressure on him.